Which formula represents h in terms of the other variables? So this is the formula, and we want to get h all by itself. So first we're going to subtract s. P minus s is equal to dgh. Then we're going to divide by dg. H is left alone. We have p minus s on top, dg on bottom. What is density in terms of the other variables? So we want to get d by itself. So if I multiply both sides by d, I have dv is equal to m. I'm going to divide by v, and I have d is equal to m over v. Kind of a common formula that shows up. Expresses y in terms of the other variables. So I'm going to multiply both sides by y. I have yc is equal to x. I'm going to divide by c. I have y is equal to x over c. Which of the following correctly expresses the storage cost per item in terms of the other variables? So storage cost per item is h. So I'm solving for h. First thing I do is I square both sides to get rid of the square root. So I have q squared is equal to 2dk over h. I'm going to multiply both sides by h, so I have hq squared is equal to 2dk. I'm trying to get h by itself, so now I'm going to divide by q squared on both sides. This goes away, and this is my answer. 2dk divided by q squared. Air temperature in terms of the other variables. So which one is air temperature? That's T. So I'm taking my original equation, I'm solving it for T. I'm trying to get T by itself. So I will subtract 1052 from both sides first. And now I have A minus 1052 is equal to 1.08 T. So I'll divide by 1.08. So my answer will be A minus 1052 divided by 1.08. Which of the following gives mass in terms of the other variable? So d is equal to m over v. If I multiply both sides by v, this cancels out, and I'm left with vd is equal to m. Which of the following is equivalent to the velocity v? So I'm trying to get v all by itself. So the first thing I might do is multiply everything by 2. This gets rid of this fraction on the left. So I have mv squared is equal to 2mgh. I can divide both sides by m. Cancels out. So I have v squared is equal to 2gh. I can take the square root of both sides. This gives me v is equal to the square root of 2d. I'm sorry, did I put d? It should be a gh. If I want to find t in terms of u, I have to get t all by itself. To remove it from the denominator, I'm going to multiply both sides by the quantity t minus 2. On the right it cancels out, on the left I have this. I like to use the box method to multiply binomials. So I'll line up t minus 2 on the top and u minus 3 on the bottom. So I have ut and negative 3t, negative 2u, and 6. If I write all this out, I have ut minus 3t minus 2u plus 6 is equal to 6. I can factor out a t here, and u minus 3 can be multiplied by t. I might subtract 6 from both sides, and that goes away. And then I'll add 2u to both sides. And what I'm left with is u minus 3 times t is equal to 2u. I want to get t by itself, so I'm going to divide by u minus 3. Cancels out over here, and this is my answer. They want to know expresses the number of favorable reviews in terms of the other variables. Favorable reviews is f, and f shows up in a couple places, so I have to do some math to get it all by itself. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by this expression n plus f on both sides. Cancels out on the right. Then I'll distribute. And I want to get f by itself, so I can move it to either side. I think it's probably less work if I just move the f over here. So I have Rn is equal to f minus Rf. I can factor out an f, so I can say that Rn is equal to f times 1 minus r. And then I can divide by this 1 minus r. Goes away over here, and that's my answer. Which of the following gives v in terms of the other variables? So I'm solving for v. First thing I'll do is subtract. So I'll subtract the k, and I'll add the 16t squared. So I have 16t squared plus h minus k is equal to vt. And I'll divide everything by t. So if you were to look, this is not one of the answers, and that's because they split this into 16t squared over t plus h minus k over t, which you can do with fractions. And on the left, this is like 16t squared is 16 times t, which one of the t's goes away. So we have 16t plus h minus k over t is equal to v, which gives us the answer of D.